The Kundalini awakening is about letting more light in. And when we let more light in, we're going to see things that we didn't know were there. We may even go to a place where we pretend we don't see what we see, and we desperately try to cling to our old ways of dealing with things. We expect other people to make us feel better, to give us a resolution. We imagine that somebody out there did something to us, that we have to get with them and process so that we can work it out. Or we go to a therapist and repeat the same stories year after year, and yet we don't know why we're still depressed. Because it was never about anybody out there. It's about ourselves and how comfortable we are with what is being triggered by the outside within ourselves. To become more transparent isn't about other people. It's about transparent to ourselves. Be honest with ourselves, but don't be harsh. Find a very skillful way to maneuver within our own being so that we can accept certain things and yet also understand that we're profound and we are a great source of light as we are. However, this is about the expansion of the light. This is about letting more light in so that we can let more light out. It is about healing the past. It is about understanding that there is no such thing as time. There is no past. The memories that weigh us down and cause us suffering and make us keep trying, keep beating that wall with our head, letting our mind go there over and over again, even though we know better, we don't know anything else. These are the habits of the mind. But the mind is no more real than the body. The only thing that is real is the light inside that we hold down with our complexes. It could be so easy just to let go right now, so why can't we? When the Kundalini energy rises, there is only one thing we can do. The solution, the way to deal with what was, what we can't understand, what we can't accept, is to let go and let God. And what does let go and let God even mean? It means get out of your own way, get out of your head, quit thinking it's about somebody else who did you wrong, quit thinking it's about a circumstance or a set of conditions that is making you feel trapped or unhappy or isolated or depressed, or it's about someone not giving you what you need to be okay. Because whenever we think we need something out there to be okay or someone to do something to make us okay, the problem isn't them, the problem is us. We're looking in the wrong place. We can't find the solution because we don't know what the problem is. And lifetime after lifetime and year after year and time again, we want to fight with conditions. We want to fight with people. We think we're taking our power back by convincing someone how to treat us. We want to teach our teacher how to teach us. And in the end, we aren't helping ourselves. And we move on and we go somewhere else and we convince ourselves this isn't a pattern, but it is. And when we live with ourselves pretending we don't know what we know, that's when all the neurotic energy takes a hold. So to live in fear, or a deep-rooted unconscious fear of accepting who we are and where we find ourselves, is a helpless feeling at times. And that's only because we've imagined something is outside of us that is causing us harm, that has caused us harm, that is causing us frustration and confusion, that is not fulfilling our needs or what we wanted. But it was never something on the outside, and we give our power away to conditions and to people that don't matter any more than our neurotic mind matters, or the idea that we feel a certain way because of something or someone. Relatively speaking, that's true on a very small scale, but when the Kundalini energy is rising, it doesn't matter anymore. Our freedom comes from within, only by taking the power back, period. Your story isn't a worse story than my story. They're all stories. We all need guidance. We all need support. But if we want to go with our neurotic mind and try to get the guidance and then tell whoever's guiding us that we need to learn from them how to guide them, we're crazy. We're not helping ourselves. Everything and everybody around us, when we are wise, in this day and age, is our teacher. And depending on where you're coming from, and your sincerity, and your true surrender to the divine, you will accept that reality. And you will learn what you need to learn, and you will keep asking, what does this mean? What is this telling me? And you will go deeper and deeper and deeper. What is this telling me? Why is this happening to me? Why did that happen to me? What was I supposed to learn? How can I grow from this? Because the universe is on our side, no matter how it feels, 100% all the time. It is all for us. This is us. It is all us. We are there for ourselves through everybody and everything, helping ourselves to grow and embrace and let in more light so that we can truly be who we were born to be. Which we are no greater or better than anybody else. We are nothing. We are nobody. But that nobodiness is the universal Godhead. That nobodiness is the Divine Mother. And why is it nobody? Because nobody is everybody. But when you're somebody, you are closed off and shut down and locked in to this false personality. And you aren't in tune with other people when you're somebody. When you're somebody special, somebody like nobody else has ever seen, you're the one that's isolated, and you're the one that's trapped in that desperation of the mind to be important so that you don't have to feel small or hurt anymore. And I understand that the mind does all sorts of things to give us our power back, but it is a false sense of power. Because getting humble doesn't mean getting right, doesn't mean being righteous, just getting humble. Like, you know you don't know. We all know we don't know. We're all just doing our best to get to the other side. We're all doing our best to tell the truth, to be the truth, to extract the truth, to feel the truth, however relative that truth may be. We're all just doing our best. And we do our best to be there for others with as much humility as we can. And if others don't understand that, that is not our problem to solve for them. Our problem is ourself. We go back within ourself, always back to ourself, with as much generosity and kindness and compassion as we can have. And we learn true humility, that in order to be one with all that is, we have to become nothing, and we have to get down lower and lower and lower if we want to be the master of our fate, if we want to be the light of this world. And we stop complaining, and we stop telling our story, how we were wronged over and over again. We've all got terribly sad stories, but those stories brought us here today, and those stories have made us who we are and have given us our strength and our courage and our wisdom to keep advancing and growing in that light and that love for other people and that understanding and that awareness of what it means to let go and move closer to unconditional love. Unconditional love in our mother who wronged us, in our father who beat us, in our husband who betrayed us, in the list goes on. Unconditional love for myself. The people who have hurt me most in life, the people who have done these things to me, I have an altar for them. I light candles for them. Every morning I get up and say a mantra, and I ring the bell, and I burn the sage, and I look at their faces as I light the candles. And I feel they are within me, and I don't move from that place until I know they are within me, and I have completely consumed who they are into myself. And I sit there and I look at them until I only feel love for real. And I don't need to know, and I don't need to have a resolution, but I do need to have compassion for them and for myself, because we are one. And they showed me my shadow, and that is God's grace. And so therefore I have reverence and appreciation for those who have wronged me. And that is where we all go. And I know sometimes that seems impossible, but it is our only hope when the light begins to shine. It is our only hope in how we let more light in. How we let more light out is through the cracks in our broken heart. How our heart breathes is to let our heart be open. We can't hold our breath. We can't suffocate the past. We can't wait till tomorrow to let go. We can't hold on to resentment for people who aren't even alive anymore, but they live in us. The pain lives in us. And we think by holding on to that longer and longer, the poison doesn't get more and more poisonous, but it does. And we are harming ourselves when we hold on to the past. And I know it is a process and it's hard to understand that, because it can't be mental, you have to feel it. And how we get closer to feeling that it isn't about other people, is we keep humbling ourselves before the presence of God every morning, every night, every moment of every day we can remember. And we keep remembering that this me, this body that is housing this me, neither one of them are real. The only thing real is the light I won't let in, because I'm clinging desperately to allowing this ego to survive in this body that can't even live forever. And yet the game goes on, and we keep turning the other way, doing something to distract ourselves that that's not what's happening, but it is what's happening. So to take our power back means to take the responsibility for the fact that this is our story that we created and that we are projecting, and that the choices we make on which way to go in that story are up to us. It's always been up to us. And in order to redeem ourselves, we can go back through the old memories again and again, as long as we need to, and letting the feelings come up. And we can drop the story and just feel what it's done to our body that we've held on for so long. Holding on to all of that, no matter what amount of fasting or purification we do on that level, holding on to those emotions is more toxic than any bad food you could eat. Letting more light in, we thought was a blissful thing, and it leads to that, and we have moments of that, but it is also the most terrifying thing we could ever do. Because whatever karma we have has been hiding in the corners. And when that light begins to radiate and shine, everything starts getting released faster. And we start knowing things that we didn't want to know, or that we didn't remember we remembered. And here they are up in our face, and these feelings we thought we got away from are just as vivid as they ever were. And then we finally go, wow, I'm doing the same thing to myself, but in a more insidious and sophisticated way the longer I practice this self-evading behavior. And 100% we all do it. This is part of the learning. It is not something wrong that we've done. It's not something that has held us back. It is something we're growing from. When we become aware, it changes everything in an instant. And our ability to help other people is our ability to help ourselves move through this treacherous place of, it's not me, it's that. It's not me, it's her, it's him. But it's me. The only power I have is that it's me. The only light I know is the light I let in. The only light I see in others is the light I have in myself. The darkness I look for and look at in others is the darkness I have in myself. To become humble and to know, truly know in your heart, that we are all one and equal is easier said than done for people on a spiritual path, because instead of getting humble, they get self-righteous. They think they have something other people don't have, and that's delusional, because there is no you. There is levels of light, and there's the fact that we're on a timeline, and everyone's in a little bit different place, but in the end, time and space are an illusion. We are all one. So to not give, and to not help, and to not serve in whatever way we see fit, and to not be swayed by others to convince us that our way isn't the way, won't get us anywhere. But to humble ourselves, to stop fixating on our problems, to stop self-obsessing, and just to serve. And not to serve in a mental way, but just to serve what's before you. Serve the truth before you with love. Move out of the way of yourself. Let other people do whatever they're going to do, but don't take the ball. Don't take the hit. Just move over like an Aikido master. Let everything solve itself. Get out of the way. Let the light shine. Take a deep breath and be brave. Take a deep breath and let go. Surrender and let God, because the only way we will get through a successful Kundalini awakening, meaning this energy is rising. I'm not stopping it. I'm not rehashing with even more velocity all of my hang-ups and neurotic behavior, but I'm going to break through. And it all happens in its own time. Like, as an example, we are who we are. That changes slowly. I am the Sharada Devi tree. I will produce only Sharada Devi fruit. You can expect that from me. So when you expect things from other people or from yourself, they're only going to produce who they are. Don't take it personally. Just like you're going to produce who you are. So let's stop trying to change other people and change ourselves. Deep the roots. Change the seeds. Grow different seeds within yourself. Stop growing the ancestral trauma seeds. Grow the seeds of the spirit. By doing the practices that connect you with that light within yourself that is ever expanding, so that you are centered in that light and still in that light, and so that you are comfortable and stable in that light, so that you stop desperately reaching out for solutions from other people, from other places, from other things. And while everything will happen, our life will flow much more gracefully and effortlessly. We will become who we were always meant to become in this little body of ours. Much, much more effortlessly, with much more grace, if we keep practicing letting go, getting ourselves out of the way, getting our head out of the way, listening to our heart, respecting ourselves, respecting other people, humbling ourselves, but also being true to ourselves, and not being swayed by all the whims of other people and what they think we should do and who they think we should be. Because this is our experiment, this is our path. Everyone's got their own religion, and that religion is you. And only you know how to get through you, and only you know how to open up you. And so, humility doesn't mean being a doormat. It doesn't mean being thrown this way and that way on everyone's whims. Humility is something that only you know that you have, perhaps. But when we are honest with ourselves, not harsh, the truth will shine, and we will trust who we are and what we know, and we will trust where we are going, and we will open up more and more and relax into what is more and more, so that the ease and the peace can be there and can guide us, rather than this intense, rigid structure of righteousness that would make us believe we're going to get somewhere by being harsh, by doing things out of fear, by doing things to stay on top and be in control. Give up the control. Give up the panic. Give up the dogma. Give up the fighting the world outside you. And just close your eyes and breathe. God is within. Let your light shine.